I walk unnoticed, as I always do. A face in the crowd, familiar but unplaceable, blending into the city's rhythm. To the world, I am just another nocturnal wanderer, another man moving through the shadows. But I am older than this city, older than its foundations, its bridges, its crumbling monuments to long-dead kings. I've walked these streets since there were nothing but dirt tracks, since the stench of the Thames carried death and disease. I've seen it all. Civilization's rise and its inevitable descent into something more grotesque than what came before. The problem with living forever isn't death, it's time. Time does not flow when you have no end. It circles, it folds in on itself. The faces change, the costumes are different, but the stories are always the same. Wars fought over land and pride, revolutions that start with blood and end with bureaucracy. The endless, mindless struggle for power, for love, for meaning. I have watched men throw themselves into battle for kings they will never meet, then watch their great-grandsons fight for ideologies they barely understand. And through it all, I remain. There was a time when I was entertained by it all, when I was intoxicated by human ambition, by their thirst for knowledge and pleasure. I thrived in the Renaissance when men painted gods into existence and called it art. I reveled in the Jazz Age when liquor and music drowned out the lingering grief of war. I have spent centuries indulging in the best and worst of humanity, feeding off their excesses, their desires, their need to feel something. But now they document every moment, every fleeting thought, every insignificant action. They turn their own lives into stories, not for the sake of memory, but for validation. They manufacture nostalgia before the present is even gone. They exist in constant performance, desperate to be seen, yet more isolated than ever. Technology has done what war, famine, and plagues could not. It has tamed them. Surveillance, algorithms, digital paper trails, the illusion of freedom wrapped in convenience. There was a time when I could disappear with ease, slip between identities like a snake shedding its skin. Now, the world demands proof of existence. If you're not online, you are not real. And yet, I have never felt more invisible. I have adapted, of course. I always do. But I feel the walls closing in. The world is becoming smaller, its corners illuminated, its shadows shrinking. And yet, I cannot help but admire them. Humans, so fragile, so blind, and yet so relentless. No matter how many times they burn, they rebuild. No matter how much they lose, they still search for meaning. They create art, fall in love, chase dreams that will never be fulfilled. They make plans as if time belongs to them. Perhaps that is the great joke of mortality. Their ignorance of the inevitable is what gives them purpose. I envy them in that way. It's not just my story, it is theirs. A testament to the beauty and absurdity of existence. A memoir of the world through the eyes of a man who has lived too long to still be human. So listen on if you wish, but understand this. Monsters are not born. They are made, and sometimes they are the only ones who see the world for what it truly is. Welcome to my memoir.